All right, everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. So let's take a look here at some of the developments of this current market. First of all, RUT daily chart and the 195-minute chart. Now you can see on the 195-minute chart, we kind of had a little bit of a squeeze here at the 21. It broke down hard, also broke through that daily 21 period moving average. Now, I wasn't actually paying as much attention to that as I was the spiders. And for the spiders, what we've done on this is that we saw the 195 setting up, and then when the 10x bars went red, we wanted to hedge with puts. Okay, then there's the interesting thing about this market is that you've just got to, well, here, let me show you real quick. So this is the small account. I'll talk a little bit more about the small account. It's just a small, like, um, about, so I started with about 59, right at like $5,900, and right now it's at $20,000, so a little bit more than a triple. And part of this is just kind of knowing, when to. There's a couple things here, and I'll show you a few more things on it. But part of it is also knowing when to hedge. And so I got 10 of these 275 puts when those 10x bars turned red. We were able to cash out half of them today. A very nice profit, 100% gain. The S&P's rallied a little bit here, but I certainly want to keep a little bit extra. And then the other hedge that I did was in the VIX. All right, and took off half of that today. And nice hedge in this kind of environment against longs like Chipotle's, which was down today. And so I lost $312 on that one. Still decent open profits, but doing this, this put spread here. So obviously keeping an eye on that. And so a big part of this whole process of trading a small account is just keeping all of this stuff balanced, and it's managing what I call my net liquidating value. And so now the question is what happens next? Well, keep in mind that the big news of today was the ECB came out and just said, you know what, we're getting kind of concerned here. So the dollar shot up, and with the dollar going up, you saw bonds going up, you saw yen going up. So it's called a risk-off kind of a situation, and as a result, you saw stock and gold and a few things like that going down. And so the question is if this is going to continue. And so what I'll be looking at for tomorrow in the spiders, this daily 21. Now remember, the Russell's already broken that daily 21. That's a big deal. But the spiders are the big daddy here. And if they can hold this, then we got a solid chance of at least a bounce into monthly/quadruple expiration next Friday. It's actually, believe it or not, it's very common to kind of sell the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before monthly expiration is kind of common. That's just part of the unwinding of all the options. And then from there, things typically firm up. Of course, the market's going to do it at once. Just remember that this 195-minute sell signal is fresh. It only just started. And the average signal lasts 8 to 10 bars. Okay, so I want to keep some of those hedges on, although I took some of it off today. All right. All right, so real quick, I am going to be doing a class this Saturday on basically trading a small account. I've had a lot of people like, okay, John, look, I get it. You're trading these big accounts. I can't even do a lot of the trades that you're doing. Can you just show me how to trade a small account? Because if you've got a small account, your goal is going to be different than if you're trading a big account. If you're trading a small account, your goal is to turn it into a big account. And a lot of times, if you're trading a big account, your goal is to create steady income without a lot of risk. Okay, not always, but that's usually how that works. So I deliberately set up a small account. This is for January. Basically $6,000, $59.98. It ended January at $11,900, and that's 101% return. Okay, and then from there, in on February 18th, that balance had jumped to $16,868. That's a gain of 41%. And then on February 28th, the balance had jumped to $19,860. Okay, so I ended the month just under $20,000. And then in March, continuing to climb here at $20,615. Now you might ask, well, what about today? Didn't the market sold off? And that's what I mean when it's important. If you're trading a small account, you've got to know when to hedge. And so my long on CMG today lost money, but my puts on the spiders made money. Okay, I had a new trade in STNE, made money. This target trade is not working. It made a little bit of money today, but you can see I'm down overall. My VIX trade, my hedge making money here, and then Yandex was down a little bit. So today I made $692, even though the market got whacked, and open profits here of $2,043. So the whole idea of small accounts here is that you've got to change it and make your goals about the process, not the results of every trade. Your whole goal is to have an equity curve that accelerates from the lower left of your screen to the upper right. Okay, so you get that going. Inevitably, there's going to be drawdowns, but the drawdowns have to be limited. If you reach a certain point, and typically for me, from peak to high, about 20%, I just get out of everything. Like, screw that. My main goal is to manage this. And then you get another new high, and then you come back. You got to be, that's where you get careful. And then I got another new high. But your goal is just to manage that. It's a process. It's much less about, okay, what's this stock doing? It's managing your net liquidating value, which makes this a whole different mental process. And frankly, makes it a lot easier to grow a small account quickly. Or if you can apply the same process to a big account, to grow a big account quickly. So, I mean, this class you don't need any new indicators for this. If you've got some of the indicators I've done before, I've used, I'll show you how I'm using them. But it's mostly just having a dashboard. So this is a dashboard I created with all of the free indicators that I like to use up here and down here. For those of you that are going to do the class, I'll give you guys copies of this. And there's key volume profile charts that I like to use, as well as VWAP. And that's how I do all this. And there's also specific scans that I look for, and I'll give you guys copies of the scans and just tell you what's in them and stuff like that as well. All right, so what is this? So this, again, the class is this Saturday, March 9th. And so this will be March 9th at 12 noon Central, okay? And then if you just type in this URL, so simplertrading.com/SAS, which of course is Small Account Secrets, it's going to take you to this page. And if you're interested in this, and because again, this is a strategy, okay, and that's not about one indicator, it's not about a setup, it is a strategy for growing a small account. Okay, I'm going to go over to 7 different setups that I like. I'm going to go over to the tools that I like to use, but it's basically throwing a lot of stuff out the window that you may have learned before about trading in general, because your main goal now isn't to have a winning trade, it's to have a smooth equity curve, right? And it's a lot different mentality. So the strategy class here, it's just $497. Again, in terms of an ROI, you're going to get many multiples of this or ROI for years to come. If you are new to options in general, there's a bonus included. It's an Options 101 course, and that'll get you up to speed. And then also, if you're kind of just new to like my strategies in general and my philosophy of the market, you'll get a copy of that as well. And it just kind of shows you like, look, this is how, what I've learned over 30 years of doing this in general, just kind of how the markets have moved. And so if you're newer to trading, that's a great, this is like if you're new to options, and then if you're just kind of new to my philosophy, and those two will get you, off and running. Now, the pro version here is all of this, but then we also get 3 days of live trading together. Now, what typically happens during these classes is that you make enough money following the trades that I do to pay for the class, okay? And that's obviously awesome when it happens, and it's happened in 19 out of the last 20 classes. So I'm very focused in this. I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing. You're looking over my shoulder. And then one thing we're doing that's a little different here is then 2 weeks later, we're going to do an additional 2 days of live trading, just kind of a follow-up. So if you'd like to do that, that's just $12.97. So this live trading is during market hours, the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday after the class. And then 2 weeks later, I think it's like the 27th and 28th, we're going to do 2 more days of live trading. And then for the first, I think it's 250 people that sign up for Pro or Elite, there's going to be an additional follow-up day on April 4th. Okay, this is going to be a great class. I think the reason I'm doing this is I've gotten just a lot of emails from people who are just starting out, they're struggling, or they've got small accounts, and they're like, how do I do this? And obviously, I had to start with a small account. I learned eventually how to grow it to a big account. But the irony is that trading a big account for years and years and years have given me ideas and strategies to utilize on a small account. So I'm bringing some stuff that I wish I had known when I first started trading into this. This is going to be a great class. I think this is the one that's going to help probably the most people in anything in terms of ever done, because it's addressing a specific problem of how to grow a small account quickly and safely and without a lot of stress. So I'm excited to share this information with you. All right, that's what I got. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you on Saturday.